Welcome into the Fanspeak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King, Rob. Happy Monday, sir. How we doing? How we feeling? Another week up, another week down in best ball summer. Hot best ball summer, as a matter of fact. Quick update there. Sticky outside.
Literally hot. Yes.
Hot. How we doing?
Good, buddy. Good. Got some pretty hardcore storms going on here. So if I happen to cut out at all, it's because it has struck my house and is up in flames. So here we are.
Wow, up in flames.
We are literally putting our life on the line for the people wanting to do a draft.
That's it seems very biblical. You're just lightning, house starts on fire. I don't know.
It's tough in the streets, but here we are. We trudge on, buddy. We trudge on.
Andrew, the burning bush, Rob. Work on it. Let's get updated with the chat here. WJ saying what's up. Tim D saying he can't wait for the 24-hour live stream as we march on to 1,000 subs. Can't wait for the Arthur Smith conversation. Tim D laughing his butt off. GM 24-hour live stream. See, Jeff Tim D getting the chat riled up here talking about 24-hour live streams. Talking about A-Chan, prison, Bruni vibes. That's cool. In this weather, man, no, this has been a lifesaver. Oh my goodness. I feel like my head sweat a little bit. And it's like, man, just imagine like 4 more inches of hair. Oh my goodness. It's rough.
I literally know what you mean.
You get out in the morning and it's like 92 degrees. What the hell is this? Great time for a shower beer. Don't get me wrong. Great shower beer season we have going here. But, it just doesn't hit the same after a long day of work. You prefer maybe like some house chores, maybe mow the lawn, something like that. Shower beer. I don't know. Putting in 9 hours in the shower beer just doesn't hit the same as, some Sunday chores. I don't know.
I mean, I got to come home and cut the grass some days. My wife actually bought me it's like one of those Bruni hats, but it has 2 built-in fans that have solar panels on them, so they get charged by the sun. So that has been a little bit of a saver, though it does just blow some hot air on you. So it's take it for what it is, but at least there's some air flying on my face.
Great gimmick. It's a great gimmick.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So here we are. What'd you think about the Jonnu Smith trade? You want to start with like either side of it, like go with the Steelers over the Dolphins first?
Yeah, let's start with the Steelers first. So obviously, the hot topic, Jonnu, now on the Steelers with Muth. So when I looked, I started to play the game, right? Where do I want to fit him in? So I started looking down the line. He's currently going as tight end 9. Tyler Warren right behind him, tight end 10. I'll take Warren over Jonnu now. Njoku 11. I'll take Njoku. Tucker Kraft. I'll still take Kraft.
Yeah.
Colston Loveland starting to scare me a little bit with the whole not participating yet, but I understand.
I told you that weeks ago. We're done. Damn it.
Yeah, but he's slightly different for me there because at least the coaching staff knew what they were getting when they drafted him. Like they knew he was hurt.
For sure. He's still reported and everything. Like he's been there, but he just hasn't been doing the physical stuff. Like they're calling it the mental reps. He's doing the mental reps with the team. He's locking everything in, but he's actually not doing it physically out there. So he's going to be ready, but not so ready, when he's actually 100% healthy.
Yeah. So I'll still like that's closer for me. Like this is where he kind of fits in for me now. So like Jonnu Smith, like currently tight end.
Who was after Loveland?
Loveland is tight end 13. Dalton Kincaid, tight end 14. Dallas Goedert, tight end 15. Isaiah Likely, tight end 16. Like that for me is kind of where he's fitting in. I like Ferguson more than those guys. So Ferguson goes up for me. So he's probably somewhere in the tight end 15 range for me now. Because I mean, some of these guys like Kincaid should, be better because he doesn't really have competition at that position on his team. Goddard, same thing, but they're a lower passing offense. So like I kind of just put that into, with a grain of salt there. Likely, again, like shares with Mark Andrew. Loveland could share with Komet depending on how that actually looks. And then you go down to Kyle Pitts and then Freiermuth. So like I think he just kind of fits in right there. Freiermuth really maybe moved back 2-ish for me, down to like the Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki range. Though I do like Gesicki and Ertz a little bit more than
I think he's
Freiermuth now.
probably push Freiermuth in that instance. Like, I can't imagine he's like either of these guys are going to get a huge target share in the offense. And if it is, it's more likely Jonnu Smith, at least based off of what we've seen, from last season and what they acquired him for, what they're going to pay him for this year. I would assume he plays a decent role behind DK Metcalf, but this is still an Arthur Smith offense. No one's, going to get, any afternoon delights. You got 2 running backs you can cut it up with. You've got now 2 tight ends. Calvin Austin, like his value gets pushed down a little bit. I'd have to imagine Muth gets pushed past those guys like Gesicki, Henry, maybe falls into like the Chig territory.
I mean, I don't know. Like, you've when you go down past like Gesicki and Ertz, then it goes to Otten, which Otten, if you haven't noticed or if you never looked into it, just heard on the new Establish the Edge pod that they talked about. Otten has ran like the most routes. I think he was second, or he was their first or second of the most routes run over the last 3 seasons, which is odd to me because like his production work on it is not like super great. I mean, last year, 59 receptions for 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, take that for a grain of salt. A lot of competition over in Tampa. But then you get down to Mason Taylor and Chig and those guys. Like, there's some unknowns down here, too. And I still like Freiermuth with Aaron Rodgers in the red zone more than I like those guys with their respective quarterbacks and their situation. So I probably move Freiermuth behind Strange, Gesicki, Ertz, and right in line with Henry for me.
I think that the reason why I like Freiermuth before this trade was the fact that, you thought he could get receptions, right? Because there really wasn't much competition. You got DK Metcalf, you got Calvin Austin, and then Freiermuth. I never really saw him as, this season going to be a touchdown threat because you have 2 running backs who can take red zone touches, and you have DK Metcalf, who could potentially lead the league in red zone touches this year, or targets, I should say. So I think he would have a lot of competition there. Jonnu now still adds another layer to that. It's tough for me. I would probably push Freiermuth more than I would push Jonnu, just because they did go out of their way to acquire him. So there would be some assumption that he would get some priority.
Do you think that this leads them to run a lot more 2 tight end sets?
Yeah, they're going to have.
Me too. Which then, if you look at it, that kind of really, we're going to get clarity on training camp, I think, but that really leads you to believe that one of Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson are going to be valuable. The other one, strictly probably boomer bust-esque at that point. I mean, do you think it's going to be DK Metcalf and then just Calvin Austin out there as the 2? I think Roman Wilson fits that a little better for what he can do. Calvin Austin's like the home run hitter, right? Like, I think that he might be the guy that kind of loses out a little bit there. But I mean, that's yet to be determined, obviously. But I thought the same thing when I thought about this. I mean, 2 tight end sets more often now than not, probably for the Steelers, which good for Caleb Johnson, good for Jaylen Warren, in my opinion, because if there's going to be a little bit more of blocking tight end, tight ends out there that they can easily then just call a play where they're going to block, and you're never going to know, right? Are we going to get like a Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez kind of ordeal where they're both out there? You could pass them the ball. They could just block for the run game. Like, it's going to be, very interesting to see how the Steelers end up utilizing both these guys if they do, in fact, keep, Freiermuth after all this, which I believe they probably do. But it's going to be interesting, man. But I really want to know who the wide receiver 2 is on the team, because I feel like that they're not, unless they just swap out Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin on like a 50-50 split. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man. Steelers,
I thought Calvin Austin definitely did enough last season to solidify himself as the 2 right now.
I mean, so I agree with you there, but like, is Calvin Austin that guy that runs those other routes? Like, I mean, every time we saw him last year, he was generally the guy that went downfield.
You could see the start of the season with Robert Woods as the de facto wide receiver 2, like on the depth chart. I think that might be actually how they have it listed.
Yeah, and the thing for me, too, the Tyler checking in as a Steelers fan saying Muth over Jonnu. Here's the thing I looked back immediately. I was like, how much Jonnu do I have? Dude, I have like 5%. No, I don't have a lot of Jonnu.
I have a lot of Jonnu.
I have
Jonnu.
I have an okay amount of Freiermuth, which slightly hurts, but I'd rather have more Freiermuth than Jonnu in this situation, because now Jonnu's going to fall back. You're not going to get that. You're kind of losing out on the value because you already have him there. And Jonnu costs you a lot more than Freiermuth does. So, like, if for the people who are looking at Muth, like, damn, I have so much Muth, like, it's not going to absolutely kill you. He's going to move back a little bit, but I don't think that's going to like massacre you. It's the Jonnu exposure, I think, that's going to hurt overall. But it is what it is, man. Anything else you want to stay on the Steelers there?
No, I mean, I still like, any dip that I can get from like DK Metcalf. If there's any type of like a market adjustment, if people don't like him as much, I'll definitely buy any sort of fall. I think he is still probably like the safest stock in the offense right now. So if there's any bit of fall for him, I'm definitely going to double down and buy him. And again, if there's any effects on like the running backs, I'm still buying both of those guys. I would rather buy a Freiermuth dip than I would have to buy a Jonnu dip, because you might just get caught somewhere where you wind up overpaying for him to maybe get a stack, or you're not seeing where you can actually, he should be falling like more than where he is going in maybe necessarily your updated draft. It's still the same day. We haven't even been 24 hours away since the trade.
Yeah, Tyler also reminding us about the corpse of Robert Woods that is there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm the Steelers, like I ain't rolling out Robert Woods a ton. I love Bobby Trees, but that just isn't it to me anymore. So I'm still
This
in
isn't
on
Arthur Smith offense, man. Like you just you don't know what you're gonna get. They got Cordell Patterson there still, brother. Like who knows what they're working up? Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. My fellow TD guy here says Jonnu's going to line up inline slot and FB fullback, just a mismatch piece, and maybe that's true. Again, like this is a situation that we're going to want to watch in training camp. Just take a look at what some of these packages look like and how they're utilizing these guys, and then kind of go from there. But for right now, I'm off Jonnu. I'm not taking him. He's going to start falling, right? Maybe at a right price, you end up taking it, but I'm off that right now. And same thing with Freiermuth. You're going to get some dip on it. I'm still okay taking that dip because it's much later in the drafts. But yeah, man, interesting. All right, let's switch over to the Dolphins side. Tell me what your first thought was on the Dolphins here.
I mean, Tyreek and Waddle way up. I don't know how. I find it hard to be completely out on Waddle now. I said I was before. I definitely believe I can buy him at his stock, but let's be honest, his cost will rise. So market adjustment, if I get him close to where I've been getting him, I'd be okay with it. Maybe, today through the next couple of days. But if we see a big climb in ADP, I'll probably just push. And we might actually see round 2 Tyreek Hill. So if there was any closing line value, I know I got a fair amount of Tyreek in round 3. So I'll feel good about that. But I think the easy, A to B connect the dots here is good things for the players that are still there. Those are 2 pretty good receivers. So if you were out on those guys, I know Meg's out on Tyreek Hill. I was out on Jalen Waddle. We might want to adjust a little bit and maybe pivot back to the mean and grab some more shares of these guys, because until they make another adjustment and grab another tight end, the offense feels pretty wide open for those 2 receivers. And of course, Devon Achane and Jalen Wright, if you've been backing up some late round Jalen Wright shares. I've seen Michael Mayer's name tossed out. I certainly don't see Cole Kmet's name getting tossed out. As you alluded to earlier, that Loveland injury, definitely roadblocks that quite a bit, not knowing what they 100% have. Not sure of any other partners or random names that you've seen tossed around. Maybe Dalton Schultz. They've got a couple of guys
Noah
there.
Fant, I saw as well.
I saw Noah Fant's name on the blocks a couple of weeks ago.
If I'm the Dolphins, I'm gonna test out Michael Mayer. Good draft prospect coming in, just got absolutely boned because then they went and took Brock Bowers the year after that. So that's the guy. He's cheap enough. He's young enough. Like that's the guy. If I'm them, that I want to go get, because he's probably going to be on a cheap deal. You can get him for 2 years, find out if he's going to be something that you can end up maybe building around. Because again, he was good in college, but. I don't want to go get Noah Fant. We've seen Noah Fant. That's just not it to me.
Obviously, that's the case, and that to me is also what makes this trade kind of weird. Just reacting it from a fan perspective. You had a pretty good thing out of Jonnu Smith. If it was really about money, I feel like you could make it work. I'm not really sure why you just completely give up this asset so that you have to go out and get another tight end. Just get Muth back. Throw in something else, a little sprinkle, and get Freiermuth back in the trade. You know what I mean? Now you have to go shop around and pay up for somebody. It just didn't make sense to me. So that was a little bit weird. And again, looking at those guys that are there, you got some money on the table, right? Like Tyreek and Waddle, they're making a fair amount of cash. You've got Waddle coming back healthy. Tyreek looks just fine. It's just a wrist injury. It's nothing major. I think these receivers are in a much better position than they were, at least perception-wise, a couple weeks ago, on paper. So their stocks,
Yeah.
I would assume, will rise.
Yeah, and Huhame's actually, it's funny. Wiles was talking to me earlier, and he brought this up.
Pickens
Like,
for me.
where do we swat in, a Waddle here? So Waddle currently going as wide receiver 32, going around the likes of Pickens, Flowers, Ridley, Odunze, Juwan Jennings. Like two
A lot of
guys that
guys
I
I
like.
like.
Two guys that I like more than Waddle are Ridley and Pickens. Waddle, I still like him more than Flowers. I still like him more than Odunze.
He's a wash for me with Flowers. But again, if you believe in the Ben Johnson effect, then Odunze is a major value where he's going.
Could be, but he has more, target competition around him than what Waddle really does. So that's
Luther
why
Burden
I
is
lean
the
that
same
way.
situation right now as Colson Loveland. He's also been hurt. He's also doing quote unquote the
But
mental reps.
I mean, we're not just drafting for the first, 5-6 games of the year. We're drafting for the entire season. Eventually, that's probably going to change, regardless of how the season starts out. That's why I look at Waddle the way I do compared to to Odunze. But are you Pickens versus Waddle? Where are you
I go Pickens.
Okay, yeah, me too. I think they're going to pass a lot more than them. I mean, if you look at the stats on Achane as well, what he's done with the targets that he gets on a per game basis, it is absolute lunacy how many he gets. So, I mean, it's not like that helps Waddle by any means. So, I'm definitely in on Pickens versus Waddle there. Jake says a Waddle is going to get way too expensive. Had every reason to be wide receiver 1 last year and didn't. He's out. Man. I mean, it's kind of like with these two guys, you either love them or you hate them, right? Like it's kind of you're just in or out. I don't really think anyone's middling on these guys, but I think where Waddle goes, it's still fine. Like it's still a fine pick, wide receiver 32. He could definitely finish better than that. But so some of these other guys feel like they have a little bit more upside to me.
I think at that price, because again, if he starts getting into the mid 20s, I'm still going to be way off of him. I think that's fine. But the players that are going at that ADP, I'm still probably drafting Waddle only if I grabbed Achane or Tampa players early. I'm getting some week 17 correlation or some team stacks, whatever, or I'm getting him in a deep build. He's like my 4th receiver, and I'm going receiver heavy or 0 RB, whatever. So I don't think he's someone that I'm going to get with a lot of exposure to risk to 2 wide receivers. If I went RB early or elite tight end, something like that, I think I would not be drafting him in those scenarios.
If the Dolphins, because I mean, Birdhouse Dynasty Show says Julian Hill season, that is the next guy up technically for the Dolphins at tight end.
I see that in my dynasty leagues. I see people making the click, and it's like, guys, they're gonna get somebody.
I think so too. But let's play the game. What if they don't? So if they don't, would you slot in this man in what round?
18.
So he's pretty much undraftable for you still.
Yeah, I mean, no, until there was any type of market adjustment, you would just sneak him in. That's about it. There would be no priority to move him into round 16 or 17 or anything like that until the market says so.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the end, where you're Terrence Ferguson, Theo Johnson, Noah Gray, Tyler Conklin, Arroyo, if he probably fits into that range for me, or if he does end up going higher or lower because of what they did with Jonnu. Was that a Jonnu effect or was that a scheme effect, right? So I was trying to look at that. I think honestly, I would probably have him right smack dab in the middle of all those guys. I like Conklin better than I probably like the upside of Arroyo maybe a little bit better, but he fits right in there with the Cole Kmet and the Theo Johnson, the Harold Fanning guys for me. So yeah, I don't think but yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to see. I probably stay away for now, but if people want to take a little bit of a shot on him until they actually do something, I'm not going to kill you for it.
Is there any other tight ends you could think of? I'm looking at some of these back end guys. Like Luke Shoemaker?
I mean, maybe, sure. Musgrave, if they wanted to, move on.
Musgrave's a good one. Musgrave's a good one. But Dawson Knox?
I mean, do you think Grant Calcaterra is the next guy up for the Eagles?
I think Dallas Goedert's the dream. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's just way too cool for fantasy. I was
saying Grant Calcaterra. Do you think that if he's
no,
Eagles'
they're not
next plan, then maybe
Calcaterra, he's locked in.
I mean,
yeah,
and you said
Schultz. He's safe. If anything, Goddard's on the table. but it's not going to happen because it would be way too cool. Way too cool.
You said Schultz. That one's live to me because Kate Stover was pretty good in college, and that's their
we like backups.
Yeah,
isn't like Brevin Jordan there still?
Brevin Jordan also still there, but I think Kate Stover beats him out.
We like the D-list tight ends for the Texans. We're weird.
Yeah. I mean, outside of that, man, like I don't really think that they should be looking into other
not
people.
much of a market, yeah, unless you're trying to get Gronk out of retirement. You know, Miami's a nice place to try and do it.
I don't know what the list of undrafted guys looks like there. Maybe there's somebody in there that they like a little bit that maybe they go take a shot on from the undrafted guys, but it's tough.
Maybe
I think Michael Mayer makes the most sense.
Maybe they can hold an open tryout to the public of Miami.
Vince Papale kind of ordeal.
It'd be a Disney movie in the making.
Yeah.
For knowing Miami, it would wind up being another like Ace Ventura sequel or something like that.
Yeah.
No, Kmet, get out of here. Get the Cole Kmet nonsense out. Do not do that to Cole Kmet.
Jake says Calcaterra is not next in line, so maybe they take a shot there.
They were shopping Goddard in the offseason. They were letting it rip.
I asked Jake about Isaiah Likely, like he would be a really good one for them, but he said that he thinks the Ravens like him too much right. Like Andrews is, and Huhames is saying here, like I mentioned Mark Andrews, doubt it, but there were rumors, like maybe, but I don't know. Like I feel like Lamar Jackson likes Mark Andrews a lot, even though, you know, what happened last year at the end of the year, I get that. But I think that that's like you would piss off Lamar Jackson, and why go do that kind of ordeal. So I don't think that happens. But
they don't have like the dream boat of like receivers either. Like we like Zay Flowers in theory. We saw some good production last year. We like DeAndre Hopkins. We know who he is. We know what he can do. And again, kind of like Rashad Bateman, like it's nice in theory based off of what we saw last year, but he's got to come back and do it again. And none of that really feels super safe.
Yeah.
So I absolutely think that they need Mark Andrews. He's a veteran on their team, holds tons of records for the franchise, for the tight end position. Again, it's no different than Cole Kmet. Like Cole Kmet got told right away, hey, you still have a role here. You're still going to be our guy. Taysom Hill, I do like that, Tyler, but he's not 100% healthy. So it's kind of like maybe he gets signed to the Dolphins like week 5. So best ball circumstances is we'd be taking like
if Sean Payton ain't taking Taysom Hill, no one's taking Taysom Hill. That's
big signal, right? Big signal.
Yeah.
Like it's a cosign, but without a cosign, you know? Like, yeah, no, he's done, everybody, just so you know. Like Sean Payton blacklisting Taysom Hill. You hate to see it.
Definitely something that everyone's going to be watching out for to see what the Dolphins do, because I do think there holds a little value there as to whoever they go get. I would like it to be, you know, like I said, Michael Mayer. That to me makes the most sense. But if it's no fan or some of these other ones, I'll take some shots randomly on those guys. But I don't think, unless it's Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer would be the guy that like I could find myself like getting in on, like wanting some exposure to. Outside of that,
Michael Mayer. What could have been? What could have been?
What could have been? Yeah, tough, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything else on the Dolphins? Like how it affects anything else for you?
I have 12% Jonnu, so let's go, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh Jesus!
Let's go.
I do not. Currently have 5% Jonnu. I feel fine with that.
Jeff T bringing up Durham Smythe. I believe the Bears now have Durham Smythe.
Durham Smythe isn't even there. I said that too, and then we looked, and no, Smythe.
He's not there. He's with the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears need that many tight ends too, right?
I know. Hey, Jesus. we love to bring 7 tight ends to training camp, brother. It's like our thing. Okay, just trust the process.
Yeah. Tyler's saying the Dolphins secondary now terrible, to target them a lot. I mean, bringing back Minka, getting rid of Ramsey. I know Steve feels differently. I kind of like Minka a little bit more than Ramsey, but
it's so meh. I just don't care, you know.
Yeah. Index says Jonnu exposure. LOL.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you
have a lot of it? I think that's to me. I have 12% of it. I'll be pumping the bees on that.
Yeah, he gonna fall back a little bit.
But I'll be interested to see, you know, because I have taken some Aaron Rodgers recently, so I would be interested to see, you know, how many Aaron Rodgers Jonnu stacks I have. Wouldn't mind checking that out. BBMDB, come back and then I'll know. I'll just know. I'll just click, 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 click. Enter. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Now I know. Yeah, tough. All right. Anything else you want to say about this situation here?
No, I'm good. Ray, let's let it rip.
Let's get
Oh,
into
actually, wait. No, don't do it. You gotta make a deposit. My bad.
Okay, well, I'll tell the good people then about a few quick things. If anyone hasn't already been looking at it, highway to 1K at 631 out of the 1,000, 24-hour live stream party coming when we hit the 1,000. Help us get there. We have been, once we hit 500, it has been just rocket shipping. So we appreciate every single one of you guys. As always, continue to share that for us. We really do appreciate you. I've done 2 24-hour live streams in my lifetime. It is a wild ride. It is hard to do, but it is absolutely fun. And we would love to get a bunch of you guys on as guests, give away a bunch of shit. It'd be a really good time. So help us get to the 1,000 so we can hopefully do that before the season. If not, incoming next year. As always, Fanspeak Best Ball subscription is now live. Just $34.99 for the entire year. That is not the week. That is not the month. That is for the entire season. Sign up, get all the nice articles coming out from Meg and Steve, get updated rankings on the weekly as well for all these situations. I know Meg and Steve are going to be hitting the books hard, getting those rankings updated for the current situations for the Steelers and the Dolphins. Find out where their head is at for all that stuff. It's really nice to get those articles as well if you are going into any of the eliminators, the marathons, any of the non-traditional contests. They are awesome to read, get your mind thinking a little bit, and get those tips to help you win some money in those contests. So make sure you go sign up. Link is in the show description below. And as always, Best Ball Overlay. Use our code Fanspeak. If you're not using Best Ball Overlay, just give it a shot. I understand everyone's like, I'm a phone drafter. So am I. But it is nice to be able to, when you are on the computer, have that up so that you can see the week 15, 16, 17 shit. Is it going to be a home game? Is it an away game? Are they in a dome? Are they not? How much exposure do I have to that player? Who they're playing, so you can know who to stack and bring back with. It is really nice to have that so you don't have to use your brain to think about that stuff. Use it to help yourself draft better. Head over to bestballoverlay.com. Use code Fanspeak for $10 off per month. Brundog, have you deposited your shekels?
No, I need you to send me money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, checks in the mail.
Let's go.
All right. For anybody who wants to, of course, on our Monday journeys, we are down the Best Ball Mania road. That's right. The regular Best Ball Mania, we are doing the 20-second clock, which is by default your pick. So 20 seconds per pick. Best Ball Mania, heading over, draft with us. Are you ready, Bruni?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Bruce Buffer says it is time to rumble. Let's hop in, counting it down, everybody, for your pleasure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entering now. We do have 7 more to start. We are right in the middle of it. Everyone get in right now. Draft with us so we can check your teams out, tell you how shitty you did or how well you did. That does happen too. So get in with us. Unless Steve's here. Steve, if you're here, stay away so we can get good players. I'm just kidding. I like to go against Steve too.
Steve's taking
iron sharpens iron, right? Isn't that what they say?
He's digging right in. He's getting a whole spoon of Michael Mayer. It's all his.
All right. 3 more to start. Ladies and gentlemen, let me pull it up on the screen. All right. Oh, just looking at the tight end rankings here.
Oh, sorry.
Active. Still got my slows going. Still got the slows going. Where's BBM down here? Go to draft. All right. Let me open it up for the people. Share this tab, and once it loads, here we go. All right, we are in. We got Wiles checking in the deuce spot. Brundog, you're in the 9 spot. I'm in the 11 spot. I don't think anyone else joined us. If you are in here and I don't know your name, please let us know so we can review your team at the end. Oh, it was just like BBM5, just living in the back half of the draft for me.
I don't mind.
It is nice that
I've been liking the starts in the back half.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I do like that I'm pretty far away from Wiles because I know him and I are on some players together. So now I know it's not like the sniping is going to happen. Now you, Bruni, in 2 in front of me. We are a little bit of a different draft. So I don't mind drafting around you because you like some players that I don't. And I know I like some players that you don't. So we kind of stay in our lanes for the most part on most players. So I like that.
Some.
Huhaim says he's at 11% Jonnu, not really tilted, most in 3 tight end builds. Yeah, that's not bad either if it's in 3 tight end builds. But if they're in 2, you don't love it, obviously, but it's all right. You can live with it. Just living. LIVIN, baby.
You got to live.
All right. We had Jamar Chase, JJ going to Wiles, Bijan.
I'm trying to see if I have any
here
Aaron
goes
Rodgers
Saquon.
and,
if you sign into your best ball overlay, you could take a gander at those guys.
That's true. I haven't done that either.
Should do it. Oh, man. Steve says he missed the draft. Oh, shucks. Oh, plus EV draft, everybody. Plus EV draft since Steve is not in here. So
what do you think about CMC going at 6?
I mean, it's fine. But again, like he was going later. So we're now just accepting that we are taking him at a lesser value. For a man who doesn't stay healthy very much, it's kind of hard to want to be in like that. But I get it. I understand. When healthy and fully going, everything is right with the Niners. I get that. It's just I still like Gibbs over him. Like I don't know. I think where he should be is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. I don't like that it's 6.
Market adjustment. Seeing a lot of it. I've been doing it. So
yeah. See, Wiles also on the same wavelength. Oh shit, I'm on the board. Oh my god, I just realized that here I'm talking. I'll take Genty. It's fine. Yeah, I like Gibbs over
I hear people making like the complaints about Montgomery about the offense may not be as good, the offensive line may not be as good, and that's only benefits a more skilled running back in Gibbs. And I also don't agree with that. I think that if the offense takes a small step backwards, even if backwards at all, with the exit of Ben Johnson, yes, they have like an interim offensive coordinator and everything's supposed to be kind of like a seamless transition, but Ragnow retires. You have some again transition. I feel like the offense will be very similar, but if they decline whatsoever, it's going to be still a pretty big hit for Jahmyr Gibbs.
They took a center though in the draft. I believe from Georgia. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I cannot remember his name, but somebody that was highly coveted, as you want to say. So I feel like they're not going to miss. I shouldn't say they're not going to miss a beat. They will, but I don't think it's going to be like a massively long missed beat. Like I think they're going to get in a groove as long as that dude holds up.
Mm-hmm. But again, if the run game takes any sort of regression, you're paying at the very top for Gibbs price. We've been paying this type of price for CMC for a while, and that's why it's there, is because there's stability for his fantasy production. Honestly, I could see people starting to take him over Saquon. Like, I don't think it'll be over Bijan based on his youth, but I could see people start to do it as we get closer to the start of the season. You just saw him go RB3 one pick after Saquon in this very draft.
Yeah, I'm never doing that.
No different than, look, Rashee Rice just absolutely climbing the board. Like you might see Rashee Rice start
semi-crazy to me.
I know.
Not in on that.
It'd fall in right behind Brian Thomas here. I could absolutely see people taking him over A.J. Brown in an offense that just doesn't pass the ball as much. Same thing with Ladd McConkey. Like, Ladd McConkey's in an offense where, yeah, he's a big, big priority in the passing game, but there is no huge priority for the passing game. It's, there's going to be these arguments like, the Chiefs have to bounce back. He's going to look at the 3 weeks he was healthy. It's going to happen. But while that happens, you know what we get, Andrew? We get discounts. We get pushes on guys like Trey McBride, pushing him third round. Let's keep that happening. Let's keep pushing the tight ends.
Tyler's saying CMC is playing a cupcake schedule, should be leading in a lot of these games, which is true.
But defense is bad, though. Their defense isn't very good, though.
I mean, besides that, and I don't disagree with that, but besides that, I mean, when you look at it, like all the tread that he has on the tires, and if they really want to make a good push in the playoffs, like you really want to give CMC a boatload of work again? Like, I don't know. Like that to me isn't what you want to do with CMC if you really care about his health and want him for the long run of the playoffs.
Like, teams care about players' health. What the hell are you talking
about? I mean, Kyle Shanahan, dude has gray hair for a reason. He's seen some shit. He knows what injuries look like. Like, he should be the guy that says, we're using CMC, but we ain't using him like we have been. Like, there's some cutback on that man. So I don't know. To me, it's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just me. Fuck do I know? I thought McCaffrey was going to retire last year. I am too easily swayed by clear rumors. Yeah. I don't know. Crazy.
I mean, there was nothing last year. Now you're just hearing all this good stuff about him now.
Yeah.
they wouldn't say a thing about him last year.
I don't know. It's crazy to me a little bit that he's going that high, but I'm not in on it there.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Brewdog taking Mike Evans. Ted McMillan off the board.
That's me.
He says that's me. How do we want to play this here? You know what? I'm taking DK first, and let's see what happens here. See what Jesse does. Jesse 24 with the name backwards then at the end. That's interesting. Breece Hall and James Cook over Kyron. Okay. I might just take myself some Kyron here then. Josh Allen, Lamar, all the QBs on the board are so interesting there, but I'm taking Kyron. 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers for your boy. Lots of bye week 8.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? Jake said wide receiver run. Yeah, there was definitely one there in the 3rd round. That is for sure. Glad I took at least one of those. DK Metcalf 3rd round. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Is it though? I mean, he's gonna have probably a pretty decent target share there if he gets going with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we've seen it year over year of Aaron Rodgers locking into a dude.
He wasn't gonna come back to you.
Whoa, no did he?
Yeah, he wasn't going to come back to you. And the reason why I don't mind those starts is you have the late round quarterback stacking opportunity, and it lets you build out everything else. So for example, like the guy, what is that, in the 8 spot that went Puka, Ladd, JSN, you've got late round Stafford, Herbert,
but then he took Josh Allen,
and then he takes Josh Allen, which is
fine. But I mean, I agree with you. Like, if you're looking at those guys, I can get Herbert later.
People don't take my advice. I posted where the
Jeff
guy
T says he's the guy in the 8 spot. Jeff T, explain yourself on the Josh Allen.
What did you do?
You just couldn't pass on Josh Allen, or you just didn't want to wait on quarterback, for Herbert and all those guys?
That's me, you assholes.
Pause.
Puntas.
We got to write these guys down. I forgot that's Jeff.
Looks like we're about to have a little Jalen Hurts fall. Maybe. No, maybe not.
So Wiles is JJ, Harrison, Josh Jacobs, George Kittle. Does he wait? Because he could take Kyler and Purdy. Could take Love. He's taking Travis Hunter. So he waits.
I was just about to say, like, oh, this isn't so bad. Like the way this guy drafted Chase, Higgins, Worthy, and Waddle, and Trey McBride. That's not so bad. You know what the problem with that build is right there in the 1 spot?
I don't. What is it? Is it the bye week?
I hate to be a bye week snob, but my goodness, your top 3 receivers all in the same bye. Like, give your balls a tug.
I thought you were going to say it was that he didn't reach for Joe Burrow.
Probably
you think Joe Burrow makes it back to him, or is someone just going to absolutely massacre?
I hope out of principle that no one does. I don't know if I can do it because I have to do what's best for me. But golly. What do you think about elite tight end, elite QB, elite receiver, elite running back build? First 4 picks.
I think it's okay, but I need to see what happens with the rest of the team. Like, if you start going, like, if you take another quarterback in the next 3 rounds, like that to me is not what you want to
do. You're dead to me. Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to say that? It's wrong answer, Andrew. It's wrong answer. You're supposed to agree with me, and you didn't.
Sorry.
Unreal. I got Roma Dunze there. Roma Dunze. Feeling pretty good about it.
You want to answer Tyler's question there while I pick?
Which back-end tight end do you think has the best chance to crack top 10? I like Kraft. I like the Kraft and Love. It's kind of like mid-round, right? It's like right around round 10, round 11 stack. Same thing with Dak and Ferguson. I think those 2 are both pretty good candidates. Goddard's probably in the conversation, but I just don't think he can crack top 5. I just don't see that. I think you would need a big injury to one of those receivers. Like they're out majority of the season. We don't want to see that. So.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anyone else back there.
I
mean, I really liked Freiermuth. I did. Yeah, no, not anymore. Mark Andrews is a really good value.
Man, you know what?
But I don't know if that counts as like late round. I'm gonna pass on Joe Burrow, but I hope someone else can do it. I hope someone else has the conviction.
Tim D says Goddard to Tyler's question. Wild says, does Mark Andrews count? Finished tight end 5 with basically nothing in the first 5 weeks. He's going later. If that counts, I mean, that's my pick too. I love Mark Andrews right now.
I mean, what Zach Ertz finished as 7.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm saying that is my number one pick is Zach Ertz, only because, you know, he is going absolutely disrespected in every single draft. Way too late, people. Yeah. PSA, if you first fucking time to the show, we've been saying it all year long. Zach Ertz going as tight end 23, absolute disrespectful. Going behind Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts wishes he would Zach Ertz fucking stats. All right.
Whoa.
Disrespected.
Just calm down. Settle down.
Andrew's already maxing out at 710 with who his third and fourth wide receivers will be. Yep. I got, if nobody has noticed yet, I did take 4 running backs so far. Genty, Kyron, RJ Harvey, and Joe Mixon. And then I have Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf.
You're done, right?
No, probably not. I'll probably take one more.
We're done at running back. Stop it.
No, I got 2 on. If they were all in different buys, I would consider it, but I'm taking at least one more.
What is wrong with you? Why did you do this?
I don't know, but did you see I did I think it started their little RB train.
Maybe. I doubt it. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
People have been gassing up Chig.
Yeah, I mean, could be okay. Should be behind in games. The Titans should help Chig. But I don't know. Cam Ward's going to lock into somebody. Don't think it's going to be Chig personally.
Apparently in minicamp, Chig had all the targets. That's what they're saying.
Neat.
Let the minicamp and targets. Spectacular. Chig Okonkwo.
FK Cooler says Ferguson. I also like Ferguson. Like that answer. That was $7 for the swear jar.
Yeah, 7, brother. That was. Whew.
I write a check for the swear jar at the beginning of every week just to cover myself.
Gesicki, if there was an injury to like Higgins or Chase, definitely in that conversation. Not on standalone value though. I wouldn't see that unless he just kept getting touchdowns every week. And Joe Burrow threw 55 touchdowns this season. Not really that crazy to say, in my opinion. Just could happen really at any time.
Laporta, still hanging in there right now. Gonna be a little bit of value here.
Stop trying to push Josh Downs down the board. It wasn't going to happen. Nice try. Trying to lay that bait, Sam Laporta, because I didn't have a tight end yet. But I was born, just not yesterday. Okay?
I say I wasn't taking Sam Laporta. I'm glad that guy did. I just didn't want any more wide receivers to come off the board. How dare you take my Josh
I know you're
Downs.
trying to push Josh Downs. I saw you.
Jake says, ETR guys, talk to me into Diggs. Thoughts?
Well, we've been talking up Diggs. I've been gassing up Diggs. Where you been, Wiles? Where you been?
I don't personally love Diggs there. I think more of it's where's his heart going to be with this team when they start absolutely just
the ADP value,
being
man.
Dog duty.
He was way cheaper than this months ago, weeks ago. It's over. Remember when we thought he's never going to play because he was huffing the pink cocaine?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an okay play.
The pink stuff. Just saying.
I think it's an okay play. I don't love Diggs. It's not a guy I'm like going out of my way to get, but for the right price, like he's fine. I think he's going to see a decent target share. It's just, I don't know if this team is, 3-8. Is he still going to continue going out there and trying to ball as hard as he can? I don't know. Diggs seems like one of those guys that's kind of like, got the bag.
Trade me. Dang.
Tim D says Cincy pass father are all eating this year. Burrow will be locked in. Yeah, I do like Cincy's passing game a lot. Why are they dog duty? Too easy to schedule on really good defense. They won't be out of it until week 15.
Damn. You just got Huckleberry.
He says
son.
3-8. Huckleberry,
you got Huckleberry, son.
I
Dropping
mean, dude,
in strength of
it's still
schedule
the
knowledge
Pats.
on you, bro.
I mean, they
I'm
got Drake May.
I
They look.
I don't buy into strength of schedule talk whatsoever. I really don't care. I still think the Patriots are amazing.
They look like they're on the up and up, but
you got to have a good quarterback to win in this league. That's the biggest factor right now is quarterback success and skill, and Drake May just still isn't that dude. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He's got some better weapons this year.
Yeah. And listen, and I think Huckleberry's taking it to heart. I'm sorry if you're a Pats fan. I apologize to you. But listen, I'm making the case of if they suck, Diggs still going to be in it, still full-heartedly wanting to be out there and trying to kill it. I don't know. I got my doubts.
What's wrong with my team? I think my team's pretty good. And I have to draft different teams. I'm sorry that every team I draft is immaculate. I'm sorry. Have to be different.
Hell no,
sometimes.
he won't. Maybe. You might be right. I don't know. I got reservations.
Drake May is going to be running a lot, and that's great for fantasy. But I just don't see him equating to like NFL success, like wins. I just don't see him as a guy that's going to go out and get you wins.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this Patrick Mahomes fall. I might have to do it on principle.
Look at all these fucking quarterbacks going to 5 in a row.
Bro, we're at
I do have a question.
ADP 86 for Patty Mahomes. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on now.
I do have a question though. Does anyone know when the last time Mike Vrabel had a top 24 wide receiver?
AJ Brown.
I mean, it's just you think Diggs is anywhere near AJ Brown or I mean any of those guys? Like maybe on pure volume potentially. I don't know. It just seems to me like that's not what he wants to do. He wants to ground and pound the ball, right? Like isn't that what they're trying to do here?
I don't know. I just took more Mark Andrews, not Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry, brother.
Sorry, Pat.
I just didn't think that Kelsey was going to make it back to me, and I really don't love taking Kelsey anyways.
Heard.
Glad to see him out there at tight end university, coaching up the buys, getting them going, getting them revved up, getting Trey McBride talking about humping Kyler Murray, getting that chemistry going.
Yeah, I don't even care that he's just going to be unstacked for me, but I'm just going to take it. I mean,
yeah, sure. It's a great fall. Like I said, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, if they're solid up front, doesn't that mean that they probably want to try to run the ball pretty often? Like, sure, but he's never had another good wide receiver after that. And where's the good wide receiver now is the problem.
What happened? Sorry.
I mean, Diggs was good, but
Diggs has always been good. I mean, if you look at his season finishes, whenever he's healthy, he's always producing. He was someone that I was really big on last year, and my 19 third-place teams would have done a lot better with a healthy Stephon Diggs. So maybe I'm a little bit biased. I was in on him last year. The situation this year is much better because he is the top guy. The offense may not be as attractive, but because he's the top of the food chain for target share, we should be feeling good about it where he's going still, because I could see this price continuing to climb. I've been on it since he was like late round in the big board. And, when the BBM opened, he was like kind of like moderate, like close, I think like round 9 or 10.
Jake says crazy takes. Y'all are on one tonight.
All right. Sure.
Hey,
all good.
You just wait till the season.
You can't say you believe in Drake May. You can't say you believe in this offense and then say you're like, oh, well, I don't think Stephon Diggs is going to do good. So then you got to be out on the whole thing. I mean, if you're going to be out on the guy that they have at the very top of the depth chart, then why are you in on any of it? It doesn't make sense to me. Because we think that like Travion Henderson's going to put up like huge numbers in garbage time when this team is bad and playing from behind. They got an okay defense, but this offense isn't going to put up like points.
Yep. Yeah. Again, I think it's an okay pick. It's just, I don't know. It's not somebody I want to have a ton of exposure to personally.
Your boy Kyle Williams. You're mad he went. I'm just kidding.
That is not my boy. Not like
boy.
hardcore on Kyle Williams. That is Steve's guy. Steve likes
Your
Kyle.
boy. Tajay Spears, that was your guy that just went.
Henderson catching passes out of the backfield.
So does Ramondre. Like, you can't, like, that's what he's always done. Ramondre's always been a pass catcher. Like, they both will still be there. Ramondre's still under contract. Unless Ramondre is going to switch to tight end and go play for the Dolphins, I'm going to be there splitting touches.
He wants to know who he said he was out on, by the way, that you were just unloading on.
You said he was out on.
Out on who?
The comment you brought up.
Which one?
Whatever that. Why I said, what are you talking about?
I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I think you're high.
Maybe.
Are you high right now?
It's been a while. What are you going to do here?
How far does Jonnu fall, by the way?
I don't know. He's still listed as a Miami player, so that's not a good sign. Tim D saying forget about Kyle Williams. That means he's in on Pop Douglas. I think, does Keyshawn Butte still play there? I don't think he does. I think he's somewhere else.
I think he went somewhere else. Look, I stacked with Patrick Mahomes now. Got Hollywood Brown. Yeah, you're not taking a third quarterback there in a row?
No, sorry. I was just waiting to see what I could get stack-wise. I went Ferguson. I was going to go him or Kraft. K guy? K?
I got no tight end yet.
Oh. Grow up. Pick
National
one.
Weather. I just got an emergency alert from the National Weather Service. Flash flood warning in my area.
Suck it. Just grow up. National flood. You don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't say national flood.
Regional flood? Okay, so Keyshawn Butte still is a Patriot, and so is Mac Hollins. Oh, we know how Mac Hollins loves to eat people's snap counts. We just eats them for lunch. Oh, it's terrible.
He does, yeah. He was on the field for the Bills last year.
People forgetting Antonio Gibson still exists. Like, oh, the Hendy truthers are not going to be happy. It's going to be so bland. So bland.
Yeah, I kind of like Traven
But
Henderson. I like him a lot
Stephon
more.
Diggs is going to have 9 targets a game. It's going to be great. It's going to be great for Stephon Diggs of 9 targets a game.
Could be. Potentially.
He said, forget about Matt Collins, 2Gs. We'll never forget about Matt Collins.
No, he said forgot.
Bills. Oh, forgot about him. Like, we'll never forget. We'll never forget.
They are, they are plentiful over there.
They have
not
a few.
Like absolutely good ones, but they got guys.
They have a few. Ooh, am I taking Jonnu here on this fall? I mean, 116 to 153 kind of feels like a gift, no? He's still going to play football this year.
He will, yes.
I'm doing it. If he's there, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Come on, one time.
You need a third one?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, my God.
A third tight end?
Wild, dude.
A third tight end? Yeah.
Already in round 13?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it, Andrew. I can do it.
Best of luck.
Thank you, brother. I already got my 2 QBs. I'm fine. I'm fine, brother.
You're wild.
I appreciate your concern. I already got 5 receivers too.
I love it.
Stop at 7.
I love it for you.
I might get Aaron Rodgers too. Probably gonna. You think you're getting him? Better take him now. You better take him now, big guy.
No, I'm taking the best tight end down here.
That's not bad. Not bad. Wasn't that ahead of ADP though?
Oh, much.
Why?
Well,
I'm taking a huge. I'm
with
taking
the way you guys are fucking drafting through here. Look at all these tight ends just going.
Brother.
I don't want Pitts.
I took Jonnu Smith at a
fall.
huge fall. He was a
Brenton
huge
Strange
fall.
is still there. I do like Brenton Strange.
You overreacted. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody go easy on Andrew. Making triggered picks over here.
You know what? Let's solidify the running back room of Roshan.
See, you just stole my pick, you bastard.
We do end up doing that in these drafts.
Look at Keenan Allen, dude. Look at this dude taking Keenan Allen $1 billion picks out of ADP. Don't you love to see it? I love to see
I
it.
do. That is interesting. Keenan Allen, one of our favorite late last 2 round picks.
I don't hate that. That's great though. Making it happen. Love the casuals getting in here. Playing with the ADP. That feels a little early for Cam Ward too, if I'm not. No, that's right on par. 4 picks ahead.
Peanut Punch says ouch, auto.
I don't know who that was.
What was auto? Oh no. Peanut Punch. Are you P Punch? You got Jalen Naylor there? Was that it? Is that what you're talking about?
How?
I didn't even notice that.
How did he get Jalen Naylor? You had to click the button. You had to hit the star.
Keenan Allen at ADP 159. Is that his agent drafting?
If his agent was drafting, that's bullshit. He needs to be finding him a fucking team. I'm getting tired of this. This is nonsense. Now I'm hearing, I already kind of knew he wanted a West Coast team, but now someone posted something the other day. Oh, Keenan Allen wants to stay on the West Coast. Like, no shit. Where have you been?
How many people do we have that have 3 QBs? So not him.
You're not getting Aaron Rodgers. He'll be mine, brother.
So the third draft spot guy does. 4th does. I'm always curious to see who's taking QBs early like that.
Yeah, bet you are. Bet you are like that.
That's it. Only 2 of them. 12 spot took unstacked Stafford. Things like that are exactly why I'm having more elite 2 quarterback builds. He could still stack, though, is the problem. There's Tutu, there's Terrence Ferguson. Like, he has options to stack those. So you can't really look at it and be like, look, I took Patrick Mahomes unstacked and then ended up getting Hollywood Brown. So just, if you feel like you need a quarterback and want one, there's opportunity to backstack with a bunch of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. Now, since I got such a fall on Patrick Mahomes, I will not be taking a 3rd one. That makes sense to me, right?
Got to do it.
Yeah, you would.
I got him past ADP. So what is that? 9 picks past ADP. Better than drafts. You have to take them 9 picks ahead of ADP. I'll tell you that, me son.
Heard.
You better do it. You better take them. You better hope he
20 picks passed.
You better hope he doesn't. You better hope he doesn't.
Hope he doesn't what?
I know what you're doing here. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Let's see it, son. Oh, you're supposed to take Aaron Rodgers there. That's silly.
I told you I'm not taking 3 quarterbacks.
Well, you should have.
What? Yeah, I don't want to take a 3rd one. So the way I look at this, right, why I'm not is Mahomes fell. That's a gift. I'm not going to then take the 3rd. I'm just going to hope that Mahomes with that gift is enough with Justin Herbert. I don't feel the need to take a 3rd one.
We'll see how it all lays out here.
Okay. Yeah. You think I'm crazy for doing that?
No, you just drafted Muth. You already had Metcalf, and you were pretty, limited on receiver talent for a while. So I figured if you're really going to lean in on DK carrying your receiver room, yeah, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers. And you just drafted, like you said, Freiermuth, all these picks after ADP. I told you to do it. You didn't want to do it. It's fine. It's all good.
Again, I don't feel like I need to with the way that this draft board fell to me.
Do you at least have Herbert stacked with somebody? Are you going to draft Ty Conklin? Are you going to do it?
I have Trey Harris.
There you go. Say less. You're good. You're all set. You've got Herbert and Trey Harris. Say no more.
I can
Say
feel
no
your
more.
I can feel your sliding words heading
I'm
towards
just,
me.
the last year's BBM winner had
Absolutely
freaking
incredible.
Burrow and Higgins and freaking Chase. It was wild.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
You should have did that instead.
Lord Jesus.
You could have did it with the Steelers.
Lord. Jake took one of the running backs that I am a fan favorite of as one of these last picks, and that is DJ Giddens. Like myself some Giddens. Been drafting a decent amount of him.
I like some Giddens as well. Got
to be Giddens him, you know what I mean?
Got some Giddens in the dynasty streets.
Rich goes.
Okay, that also feels early. I could be wrong.
That's probably pretty on par.
Nah, it's like 5 picks. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
I get Marshawn Lloyd, so that's okay. All right.
Before this guy just absolutely bones me, I was taking Ty Conklin, so thanks for pointing that out.
Sure
Appreciate
you were.
Oh man. You know what? Might as well I'll just lean all into it. Just lean all into it, brother. Let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's who I wanted, but sure. No big deal. Asshole.
You can take Roman Wilson. He's there for you.
No, I'm going to take
let's just lean into it. Fuck it.
I have Jordan Love. It's all good.
I like it.
I was like, oh, yeah, nice. I forget that I get late or last round Calvin Austin again. And then Andrew says, no, you don't. That's mine.
Not today. Not today.
Not today. I still like my team, as Mike Robb alluded to earlier. Not the normal.
Yeah. I like 18 boomer bust picks here. Jerome Ford.
Are you getting some Elijah Moore? Some Noah Brown? Definitely don't see Noah Brown getting drafted. That's a weird one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right, 3-5-7-3. Pretty normal build. I don't know why you were so scared of the three quarterbacks.
Didn't feel like I needed it.
Sure.
Did not feel like I needed it.
Sure.
All right, so we got Wiles, we got P Punch, who is that Hernandez guy in here. Appreciate you being in here as always. Accidental Victory, our boy Jeff, and then you and I. So let's start off at the 2 spot with Wiles. Went 2-7-7-2, Brock Purdy, T-Law. Josh Jacobs, Quinton Judkins, Travis Etienne, Garendo, Eckler, Giddens, Monogany, Kyle.
Yeah, running the running backs deep there, Wiles.
Yeah, he did. Interesting. JJ, Marvin Harrison, Travis Hunter, Stefan Diggs, Christian Kirk, Leggett, and Thornton, the darling right now. People just absolutely loving that dude. Forget about Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker, who? George Kittle and Mike Gesicki. So let's see here. He did get some stacks in here. I know that. Let's see. San Francisco got the Kittle, and then T-Law running it with Travis Etienne and Travis Hunter. Got the Travises up in there. I mean, I like the tight ends. Wide receiver room's okay, depending on what happens with Hunter. Don't mind that. I don't I would have preferred. I think he was fine stopping here and taking instead of taking the 7th running back, adding that to a wide receiver personally. But I feel like he was okay before that. No,
for a 2-7-7-2 build, this is fine. Again, he's digging pretty deep into receiver and running back, so it's not really necessarily because I mean you could just easily say, oh well, throw a bone at tight end, throw a bone at QB. I would probably say tight end in this build. I would want to throw the bone to, just backing up Kittle a little bit more other than Gesicki. Even if it's a late round flyer, I'd feel more comfortable with that rather than the Kyle Monogany Monogany pick or the Thornton pick. Like, to me, those two guys, like, I think they're nice, like, late round targets, especially if this is how you're going to do it. Like, if you're going to go with a little bit of risk drafting guys where you're really uncertain of what their snap count and their role is going to be for the upcoming season, you want to build it into a deeper group like this, where you have the other 6 players at your position to help back you up. And then you have some elite stacking. You know, he does have Purdy and Kittle. Kittle has just as much right to be in the top 3 conversation as any other tight end. So that's obviously a really good stack. And then you've got, you know, Justin Jefferson, I like, obviously. Marvin, I like a lot. So I'd say it's about an 8. I'd say like 7.9, 7.95.
Jake, did you notice while you were drafting that all your receivers are only on 3 different bye weeks? You got 6, 8, 8, 14, 6, 14, 8.
Maybe get the best ball overlay. You know, we've got a discount for you. We've got a discount code. Maybe get the best ball overlay.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. There's just going to be 3 weeks where at least 2 guys
I don't prefer that. You know.
I mean, no, but I was wondering, like, while he was drafting, like, was he noticing that, like, that was just happening?
Well, we noticed he wasn't using his best ball overlay.
He
just wanted to build the best team, Andrew. Wasn't thinking about
just building the best team. Overall, not bad. I mean, I like it. Like, I like the players that he has. I'm going to go 7-8. Did you give him a grade?
I did. I said 7.9.
Sorry. I wasn't listening to you. All right, let's go to P Punch, which I believe is Peanut Punch in here. He went 2-5-8-3. Jaden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Deebo Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen Naylor, ouch on the by accident pick, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jalen Tolbert, with TJ Hawkinson, Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. Big
L there, Punch.
That does hurt.
Big punch in the peanuts, brother. I'm really sorry about that. It's not one of the better ones I've seen. That's we're gonna go closer to like a 6.5 or less.
I mean, I like what he did with the quarterbacks. Like, you know, he's taken obviously the Daniels, which is a massive upside play, and then you know, the unknown of McCarthy in a good quarterback friendly system. He has Gibbs, Brown, and Harris. I like that trio that he has here at the top, followed by Dobbins.
Dobbins isn't bad either, but
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sanders, I could do without that personally. I mean, some people are on him. I think that's a love or hate kind of relationship there. First 2 wide receivers. You know, in my book, I don't like going first 2 wide receivers from the exact same team, especially a team that's not like a pass heavy team. That hurts. This obviously the auto that sucks for him. Like, that just blows.
It's stacked. Jalen Naylor's stacked.
It is. That's just obviously nice. He wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah. So that helps. But I you know, if we're catching grades here, you know.
Yeah. It's tough. I'm gonna give him a flat 7.
That's, I think, pretty kind. But hey, you know, we live and we learn. You know,
we live and we learn.
We all right,
Jeff T in the building, 2-5-8-3. Josh Allen, Cam Ward, Caleb Johnson, love Caleb Johnson, Tony Pollard, Jordan Mason, Cam Scatterbo, and Rico Dowdle. Puka, Ladd McConkey, JSN, Calvin Ridley, Cedric Tillman, Josh Palmer, Darius Slayton, Elijah Moore, Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid, Hunter Henry.
I need more of a priority on running back, you know, especially with what we saw with the early receivers you took. Definitely would have wanted you to pivot to running back after those top 3 receivers. You probably wouldn't have to back them up as much as you did either. Probably could settle with 7 wide receivers starting off that strong and then build out a strong core of running backs. Tight ends aren't terrible, but I think you could have built out a stronger stable of running backs rather than pivoting to Josh Allen. Hey, you got best quarterback in the league, right? You know, top 2. That's nice. You got them stacked. That's nice. But complete team build, I would have preferred starting higher than Caleb Johnson at running back.
I mean, I like Caleb Johnson more than most people, so I'm fine with that as the 1. Like, he could be a guy that just explodes right off the gate. Like, I don't mind that. I do like that you have everything stacked. You know, Ingram, Gesicki, Henry feels like an okay tight end room. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Your back half here of the Palmer, Slayton, Moore, I understand you were just, you know, stacking up with Allen, which is fine. I don't love those guys, but I understand why you did it that way. I do like, you know, Puka, McConkey, JSN, Ridley. That's a nice foursome to start out with as well. And then your running backs, like I said, that's fine. You got a couple question marks in here as to how the situations on some of these things are going to play out. But I feel like, this is like a make or break part of his team.
Every one of these running backs is in a committee, though. I mean, Caleb Johnson could bounce onto the scene, but you love Jalen Warren. You like Tajay Spears a lot.
I do.
There's Tony.
That's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said depending on how these situations play out.
Oh yeah. No, he's got wild cards. He's got wild cards at running back. I'm saying you want to have less wild cards at running back.
Well, sure, but this is like I think he's going in with this team looking at it like, all right, my running backs make or break this team. They could easily make it. They could easily break it. Right. So overall, not bad. I'm gonna go 7-4. All right. Brundog, you are up next. 3573, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, James Conner, Brian Robinson Jr., Tank Bigsby, Marshawn Lloyd, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Roma Dunze, Josh Downs, Adam Thielen, Dontavian Wicks, Mark Andrews, Jake Ferguson, Jonnu Smith. All right, so first thing I noticed is while I was reading down your wide receivers, like you got a really nice wide receiver core here. The Collins, Evans, Sutton, Odunze, Downs, like those 5 right out of the gate, I think 85% of your total points this year are coming from those guys the entire season.
That's why I only drafted 7.
I do like that. That's nice. Yeah. You got really nice buys too. No one besides Wicks and Odunze on the same buy. I like that. Your running back room, love Derrick Henry, love James Conner. Those guys are perfectly fine. You got some question marks here. Again, situational based potentially on what happens with the team and the guys in front of them. For Brian Robinson, it's just, it's Cliff Kingsbury in my eyes. Like, good at beginning of last season. I don't know if he like fucked Cliff Kingsbury's wife or something, but then just completely was like out of the situation at the end of the year. So maybe he falls back into good graces with Kingsbury. Who knows? But that's fine. And then obviously your quarterback room's good, and you got some nice stacking. If I'm you, I'm not taking Jonnu in this situation when you have Ferguson and Andrews personally. But I understand why you did it because of the fall. So I get that. If you could go back now, looking at your full team, would you change Jonnu for another running back?
No. I mean, I did a double hero RB build. Obviously, you have some touchdown upside with Brian Robinson Jr. Same thing with Tank in improved offense. Well, the DC offense improved last year. We're expecting the Jacksonville running offense to take a step forward this year. They already said, hey, ETN's going to be the top guy. Again, Bigsby versus Tootin. I'm still going to lean Tank Bigsby, especially for getting red zone touches and carries inside the 5. Marshawn Lloyd is hopefully a prayer on the same thing, same situation. Just getting a guy that is in an explosive offense where he can get red zone touches, hopefully get some easy carries in the inside the 5. Tough behind Josh Jacobs, but they are there.
Yeah, your build's overall good. I can't really poke too many holes in it other than you drafted old dusty Adam Thielen there. Let's go. I'll go
9 picks after ADP.
I'm going to go 7-7. All right. Last up, myself, 2583, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Genty, Kyron Williams, RJ Harvey, Joe Mixon, Roshan Johnson, Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Cooper Kupp, Trey Harris, Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Austin, Zach Ertz, Pat Freiermuth, and Tyler Conklin.
Yeah.
Roast away, Bruni.
No, pretty good. Obviously, very strong at running back. The fall for Mahomes was obviously awesome. Getting Harris and Herbert, it's a stack. You got a stack. It's there. It's live. You got Hollywood. It's there. It's live. A stack is a stack is a stack. They're not the strongest, but they're there. The receivers are, they're so-so. I'm going to assume that Trevor went ahead of ADP and we weren't able to bring home Brian Thomas stack.
He did go the round I was looking at him. He went like earlier in that.
It's the same thing for me. I mean, looking at Mike Evans and Baker, Sutton, Knicks went ahead of ADP, etc. So no, I mean, this was an aggressive lobby for QB. And that's typically why when I see that, I'm going to get the 3 QBs because I'm going to get most likely in a lobby where these guys are only going to, and I can have a little bit of an extra edge, in those weeks where, you get some slumps or injuries, etc. No, still pretty good. I'll go 7-5.
7-5. All right. I'll take it. C+ advances you.
I think we might have it just from what I've seen so far. I think we got it.
Okay. I appreciate everyone hanging in here with us as always. Again, if you haven't already, sign up for our Best Ball subscription, Fanspeak, $34.99 for the entire year. Link in the description below. We will be back tomorrow. Spread and Tyler back in the DraftKings streets. Wednesday, you got myself and special guest showing up for Lineup Legends at 8 o'clock. Come draft with us. Unknown yet. The guest has not told me what he wants to draft. So we will be, that is unknown yet. We will see what contest he wants to draft. And then earlier in the day, right, Bruni? Earlier in the day, we got Best Ball Jeopardy, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Pete Overzet versus Neil Orfield. Going to be an absolute battle again. Battle of the streamers. Can't wait for that. Thursday, come back. You got Steve and Meg. Friday, come back. You got Meg, Friends of Best Ball. So we got a ton of stuff coming back to you guys the rest of the week. Bruni, anything else for the good people before we head on out for the evening?
No, another fun show, another fun draft. Keep stopping back by the Fanspeak Network on YouTube. Smash the like button, follow the channel, and share the video. We appreciate all the support, guys. Let's head on out. Everybody take care, be well, be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.